All right, everybody, and we are back. Before we jump into the next game, I do have a couple quick donations. Thank you so much to Chobes X for that $25 donation, saying GOC is always a great marathon for an important cause. Get dunked on, cancer. And then a $10 donation from Chill Dragoon. No message, but thank you so much, everybody, for those awesome donations. Remember, exclamation point D to get that donation link. Now, without any further ado, we have an awesome Mega Man 7 race coming up from GuyNextDoor and ThePhantomire. Good luck and have fun.
Thank you so much. Well, if you could just jump right in and count us down, and then we'll get explaining the run.
Absolutely. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the reason that I said to just count us in right away and no introductions is because we have 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go through that. We are on the intro stage. So I am the Phantomire, and with me is GuyNextDoor.
Hello, GuyNextDoor717. Nice to meet everyone. Glad you're here.
And so this is Mega Man 7. This is a game that gets dunked on quite a bit amongst a lot of people, but you know what? You got to give it a chance. This is an incredible game, incredible speedrun. So we're going to show you a lot of cool tech in this game. The big thing is that we're going to be trying to do everything that it is that we can to just keep hammering down at our slides and just keep that movement tight and looking for those quick kills. There's a lot of really cool ways that we're able to take out bosses in kind of unique ways, because it's like a blend of classic as well as like the stun locks that you get introduced to in the X games. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds in a sense. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on, like including like the Met Hat joke. Come on, like how can you not love that?
Absolutely. I think it's a better looking ad. I love it.
Yeah, I really wish that there was a way to be able to have that in there, because that totally would have been the donation war there, is Met Hat versus regular helmet. But instead, y'all donated between the regular Shade Man theme, and even though I strongly disagree with which one's the better theme, everyone seems to like the non-Shade Man theme. They like their ghouls and ghosts, and that's what y'all donated towards. So that's what we're going to be playing once we get to Shade Man stage.
Yes, score. That's what I'm saying.
There's going to be slight differences here that you're going to be noticing. I'm playing on the US version. G&D is playing on the Japanese version. He's going to be starting a little bit sooner because the cutscene's a little bit shorter on the Japanese version, and you can even kind of see that while he's on the screen where, and then mine comes in slightly later. And then one of the things that we're going to see here is this opener is we're going to be taking a lot of damage and deboost, and that's so that we can trigger a cutscene earlier. When we fight base at the end of the stage, it's based on your health, not damage output, so we want to get that damage in as quickly as possible.
Typically 6 or 7 HP left is going to be great for that.
Yeah. I think I have a little bit too much health, which is... I kind of panic and worry about it, but wait, maybe we're good. Nope, I got it. Haha, look at me.
Sweet.
So yeah, you're going to see the slight timing difference because of that. And then the other thing that you're going to see is a difference between both mine and G&D's times, is because the cutscenes after each Robot Master in the Japanese version are random. G&D can get... light, auto, or roll, whereas on the US version it's consistently light, so we're going to see a little bit of a difference there.
Got a death there, right at the beginning.
And the other thing to note is this game is terrifying. It's a very hard game, and deaths are definitely a thing, so that's what estimates are for. Cloud stage is a really tight intro stage in terms of how much is going on. Like, you see all these little short hops and trying to clear off enemies right off the screen right away. Oh no! So the other thing that I was just about to say there is that you can accidentally get stuck in blocks because of how big the sprites are. So I took a very scary death there, unfortunately, right before the checkpoint. But
so right now I'm going for a cloud skip here. Let's see if we get it. Oh, we did not. Oh, that's okay. I didn't die. Whew. That is scary.
Not dying is definitely the strat. So you're going to see us some of the times trying to set something up, and then if we don't feel it, then just bailing out is definitely the way to go. I'm going to try and go for it. So the big thing with it is you, right when you get just slightly below this fan here, do some slide jumps and get right over there, so you can skip a whole cloud cycle, which you saw me do there. And this is a section that you just kind of gotta memorize. It's tight going on those little invisible platforms there. So you can see us trying to do whatever it is that we can to avoid taking damage prior to the last screen. And the reason for that is because those birds can drop health and it'll lag things. And it makes things terrifying.
The thing with Cloudman here is that we want to always constantly be hitting him with lemons, some charge shots when we can.
Yeah, the thing that's interesting about this game is that charges actually, even though they do more damage than regular shots, because of how quickly you can shoot regular shots, you actually want to shoot regular shots quite often, just because of how the iframe timing works and how long it takes to charge. So you are going to see lemons in a lot of instances and mashing.
You also notice that Mega Man's slide is forever long in this game.
Yeah, it's in part due to how massive his sprite is.
Speaking of the cutscene here, what you want to get is you want to get Dr. Lights every single time. If you get rolls every time, that's a significant loss in time.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact timing. There's like an interesting spreadsheet, because it's not just like cut light is always this time. They have different things to say each time. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing you can do to speed it up, and so depending on which cutscene it is that you get, you'll have to adjust accordingly.
Yeah, it's Dr. Light's the fastest, then auto, and then roll.
And there's actually a couple of instances where it slightly swaps between them, and I think it's one of them where Otto is sleeping after Shade Man's.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping we see, because it is really funny.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so they were both going to Junkman here, but between the versions, there's no difference otherwise other than those like cutscenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the only difference. I didn't go for this skip here right before the elevator scene. You can do that. You have to enter the door exactly in the same frame as you get hit. Then you'll be able to go up in the ceiling, but I don't really have that down, so I don't know if you go for that PhantomMire or not.
No, it's too little a time save for something so complicated, so I pretend it doesn't exist.
Me too.
Like there's a skip in Springman stage, which will kind of go over once we get there, but I know I definitely do not go for it.
No, neither do I. I have tried. I've slowed down on the emulator. It's almost impossible.
Yeah. When you see people actually
crazy.
do it in runs, it's unreal.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
So with this elevator climb, you see how in the X games, you have a little bit of utility with the weapons, and this is no exception to that, because we got to use the lightning strike to turn on the elevator, and then you saw us collect Rush Jet there. So I think G&D does the rust strat on the final screen. I go for coil strats.
I do.
It's very slightly faster, but it's also absolutely terrifying to do.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend that anybody goes for it, but it's one of those things where it's just like I have been so comfortable doing that over and over that I don't know how to do it otherwise now.
Right. If you guys noticed on my screen with Junkman, if you continually hit him while he's in iframes, you'll stun him, and he won't do all of his normal sets of movements and attacks.
But it's really weird the way that you actually have to stun lock him, because you can't stun lock him with the straight shots, which you saw me doing because I messed up the setup. You actually have to hit him with the regular shot while he is in iframes, and then as soon as it is that he gets in out of iframes, then you have the shot split, and you need that shot to split to hurt him, and that keeps him stun locked, which is just such a bizarre thing, and it takes for a while to get used to, but once you do, oh, it feels so satisfying.
It does, absolutely. You're exactly right. It is. It feels good. Feels good, man.
Yeah. We're both going up on freeze right now. This is a little nicer stage and a little less stressful. There are still some like instant deaths and everything like that. It's gonna be burst that we're gonna be in the like serious mode, because that stage burst is worst.
Right. That's right. Yeah, I probably won't talk. I can maybe commentate while I do it. We'll see. We'll see who
go silent for moments there. That's why.
Yeah, we'll explain it. There's 2 skips in there, bomb skips. So. And
there's some global cycles you have to worry about. Like there's a lot going on there. So one of the things that you saw us do there is we set up a off-screen ladder grab.
There's 2 of them in the stage too. Yeah.
And one of the things that's tight about them is that even though the ladders are gargantuan, they're actually really small to grab onto. I think they're only a pixel wide, so you have to be very careful with your setups.
Yeah, ladders are the Mega Man's worst enemy.
Yeah.
Forget Dr. Wily, forget everything else. It's ladders.
Yeah. Did you get rush skip?
Nope. I did not do that. Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it.
You're gonna go for it? Oh, you're not gonna go for it?
No, I'm not gonna go for it. So you can get rush search there, and what some runners will do is with rush search, right before the Wily fight, you can skip its first form if he picks up an ammo drop, but it is completely random, and it's also like hard to do too, because you have to summon rush at a very specific time. So
it is very difficult on the first instance of Wily there. And like with rush search, I mean, you can find other things in the game that are hidden that'll help you out as far as different enhancements. But like what ThePhantomire was saying, sometimes he'll put like he'll get like a coffee can or some little can or something strange like a boot. But what you want on that is you definitely want to get which one is it? Is it
it's an ammo drop.
The ammo refill, yeah.
Yeah.
I've only done it twice.
Yeah, if you get the ammo drop, then for whatever reason it interrupts the cutscenes. It doesn't really matter in this category as much, but if you play Hundo, you can actually skip a few sections with that. One of them soft locks the game, but one of them skips a big section with Proto, so it's good to do.
Yeah, there's our first bomb skip there. One thing to note about this game too, typically Mega Man games will have... Sorry, that's how to focus here. There we go, got it. Is that you'll have 90 frames of invincibility. With this game, you only get 60. Is that correct?
Yeah,
that's right.
And so you have a second of iframes, and so it makes certain strats like that D-boost that he did very, very tight. I do a super safe strat that I came up with, where instead I just use Rust Jet to squish me in between those bombs, and the whole reason for it is then I'm always riding Rust Jet, so I can't die there, which I desperately need sometimes. So I don't go for that bonkers strat. G&D's braver than I right now. Especially after that death that I took right outside the cloud checkpoint.
That's okay. I took a death right at the very beginning, so. Oh, I missed that. Okay.
So this is where we just right before the boss door, the global cycle for this section starts, and it deals with these water levels. So our big thing is to have this water level be at a known point, which right now, based on the way that G&D and I are playing, will know where it is, and that's incredibly important, not so much for these rooms, but for the very last room, and you'll see why once we get there. Well, actually, I don't really give you.
I'm in the middle of the room now. Almost at the end, yeah.
Yeah, so if you play this room consistently, then you know what to deal with, but if you kind of are all over the place about it, then things get really terrifying.
Yeah, and it just takes a split second. If you're off, then the water cycle is just going to be It's ridiculous. It's off.
Again, I just wanted to show you what would go wrong if you squished yourself, which I did, and now we have to deal with the compensation here. Unfortunately, that's a very easy thing to have happen.
Burst Man down. If you want to talk about Burst Man when you get to him.
Yeah, okay. For now, I gotta deal with compensating for what I just did there. Like, this is a dangerous game, and like, one of the things that I always find interesting preparing for marathons is, of all stages that I practice, this is the one that I practice the most, and I practiced it right before and nailed it every time. So of course, as soon as it is doing comms and running like this,
I'm telling you what, it is
thing happens.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my save states. It's right up there, you know. This is a run killer, is Burst Man stage for real.
Yeah. So what you want to do with Burst Man, there are a couple different ways that you can do this fight. I'm gonna try and set it up. No, I missed it. So you can do it where it's like the moment he gets out of iframes, you kind of do like hops back and forth to be able to take him out. And what happens with that is when you do the hops back and forth, oh no, what am I doing? When you do the hops back and forth, you guarantee that you get consistent timing where you're able to like just stun lock him and hit him immediately. So, but the other one is you kind of stay in the middle and just shoot angled shots downwards. Unfortunately, I did neither of those things.
Yeah.
And now we are where we are. But we're gonna be heading now to the sort of interim stage, which you may have seen in other Mega Man games where not all of the Robot Masters are unlocked right away, and this is one of them. And so where G&D is right now is you have to fight this Gutsman clown swap thing and take off its head. Is that what it is?
I think so. I missed the final hit.
Yeah, so he has to take this one out, and then the remaining 4 stages are unlocked. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. I'm not sure if I'm the one who came up with it, but there was a backup strat that loses about a second over the ideal one, but I found more consistent. And so that's what I'm going to be going with, and G&D went for the ideal version of it, which for whatever reason I can't seem to do, but it's really tight.
It is definitely, when you have to get that shot right at the very beginning with the jump, and then
the open
constantly, yeah, you definitely have to keep hitting him with those burst shots.
We'll try and explain Slash Man as best we can once we get there. It is awful.
I hate that fight. It's the worst one.
And just because I've already lost to... Actually, no, I'm going to die right at the start of Slash because I think I have 0 lives. Slash's fight is really interesting because there's a quick kill version, which I'm sure that you're going to be trying to go for, where you're kind of doing early hits in 3 cycles instead of 4 cycle, but oh my goodness, it is tight.
It'll probably be 4. Yeah, I'd say.
Unfortunately, I missed clown kill. That's okay. Needed a backup.
Did, yeah. It's Gutsman, man.
Yeah.
He scares me, you know what I mean? I mean, rightfully so.
There's two potential backup E-tanks that we can get in this run, and it's just there's good reason for it.
Typically, we don't do that during an actual run, but during a race, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, 100%.
And we had talked about that even before the race today. I'm like, are you going for that? Are you going? What are you going to do?
So I'm just going to take a quick death here because I'm on 0 lives, and there is a good chance that I die to Slash. I'm going for the quick kill because I'm already behind, so may as well go for broke on this.
There you go. Yeah, I definitely don't do the shit. I definitely do not do the 3 cycle. That's still something that I'm working on. My gosh, it's difficult. This is a tough match here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for it because when I started doing the tutorial for this game, I practice that fights just an absurd amount. So I feel like consistent enough, but you know, it's a marathon right now, so we'll see what happens.
Right. Definitely.
But, what GNC is doing is a really good way to do the fight, where it's like you do the charge shot, then the ice shot. It's technically not like the true weakness of Slash, but it's definitely the way to go. It's the fastest way to be able to kill him.
It's definitely safe, and his jumps can be so sporadic. And then you got the goop. I call it red goop that falls from the ceiling, and that's random as well. You don't know which side of the room it's gonna come down on. So there's a lot to that fight. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah. And the other thing about the catch up is that say if you're using charge shots, you have to wiggle out of them, and then you can't charge again. So if you've charged in advance to be able to try and attack them, but you got gooped, you gotta compensate for that. That's why in the refights you use noise crush instead, because you can charge it more rapidly, but that also means that you have to be like really on your A game, because you're gonna swap back to freeze still. Alright, so I'm gonna be silent for a moment while I try and go for the stun lock version. Okay, got the first hit, and then we're gonna try and go for the second one. Once I get it twice, then it's regular fight after that, but it's tight to do.
We will mention too that whenever we have Junk Shield equipped, we definitely want to use that weapon. Oh no! Oh no! I almost died. You definitely want to use that weapon in the air, because Mega Man will like pause if he's standing on the ground. So you might see us do that as well.
Drives is incorrect. It's not the correct option for the music.
Absolutely.
But I'm very, very, very happy that y'all donated for that. So
yeah,
I got the 3 cycle for Slash, which is nice.
Nice, congrats.
Like I said, I practiced a lot. There's not a massive time difference between the two, but since I already took 2 significant deaths there, I gotta try and close the gap a little bit and make this more of a race, because right now G&D is walloping me, and he's enjoying every last moment of it.
Oh, absolutely. Wow, I just messed up right when you said that.
What he's gonna be trying to do on Spring here is you can actually play this fight where you don't actually move, you just jump and slash, and it's based on unlocking him and hitting him right before he does his little stun cycle, like his next part of his movement. But
it's basically like Toadman for Mega Man 4 that I run. You know, if you died as Spring Man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna revoke your Mega Man card.
Yeah, you're not allowed to play anymore.
You're not allowed to play now. Turn on the gloves.
Oops, I'm almost forgetting my strats here. That's okay. I switched to Slash personally in this section. I don't know why. I've found it more consistent. Depending on when you summon the Junk Shield, it's actually faster and easier to use Junk Shield, but for whatever reason, I don't use it.
Well, again, with Junk Shield, you do get lag.
Yeah.
There. Oh, listen to that great music. Everyone hear that? I don't know. I'm not sure which audio we're using.
But even on mine, I'll be switching it too, even though I want the original theme.
Okay.
Y'all very, very generously donated for it, so I gotta honor it.
Very excited for that. The beginning here of Shade Man, you don't really see these little zombies that come out. It's completely random. It's definitely some RNG factors there at the very beginning.
So for when I fight Springman, I do kind of hop with him, and I find that hopping with him, why did you have to embarrass me there, Springman? Normally hopping with him, I find that I manage the stun cycle a lot more effectively that way. It's like sort of like a buffer.
Oh, nice pumpkin kill here. That was fun.
That pumpkin kill is tight. So the big thing is that you want the split shots to continue to hit the pumpkin where they break on the top of its head so you can shoot them faster, because you cannot shoot another shot until all of the bullets are off the screen, so you want those to clear off as quickly as possible.
And if you're playing this game casually, more than likely that you'll kill the pumpkin. It's an amount of time, isn't that correct?
No, it's you can either kill the eyes or the inside pumpkin.
That's what it is, yeah.
And that'll change which path it is that you
That's
take.
right.
I've changed to the other music.
Yay!
Yeah, it's based on whether you kill the eyes or the inside pumpkin, and that you only destroy the eyes in this this route, but Hundo, you actually do both. And that's because if you go down, you can go fight Proto if you've done the proper checkpoints, and then you get the Proto shield.
If you guys notice the wild coil that we get from Springman, it is chargeable. So what you want to do is, like, if you just shoot it normally, it'll go out from both sides of Mega Man. But what you can do, you actually can hold down or you can hold up, and either they'll hover on the ground there really tightly, or you hold up and they'll actually spring upwards, and that's how we finish off Jade Man there. So that was pretty good. That's a pretty good fight.
No, I got outside pumpkin. Sorry, I missed the outside pumpkin there.
Oh, and now we're going to the worst stage. Turbo Man stage.
I personally love Turbo Man stage, but I get the disdain towards it because it is a rough stage. You kind of only have one shot at the opening of it because of how tight it is, and ammo management is critical. So it's a terrifying one, but when you get it, it feels so right.
It does, yeah.
It's random whether or not these cats jump or not, and unfortunately I got a bad pattern initially.
Yeah, I've actually changed my strats today and yesterday for this, so we'll see how this works out.
So I'm going to be shooting treble here, and there's no reason for me to do that other than Papat told me so. So I do that just for me. It doesn't save any time.
I totally goofed that part up there. With the two cones at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I usually get them with one shot, and then I completely goofed it up there. Hey, we made it over the pit, though. That's important.
Yeah, so I'll explain more thoroughly.
Okay.
It's the worst.
It really is.
Because the tires have sort of like a weird gravity to them almost, and they can bounce you pretty intensely and kill you pretty darn quickly. So they're just the worst. I'm gonna do what I can to not have any of the surprises happen, but based on how my run's been going so far, we're gonna probably hit some surprises. Then you'll get to see a bunch of backup strats. But we'll try not to.
You got this. So I'm going to be talking about the quick kill here. Let's see if I can get it with Turbo Man. You want to fire a noise crush as soon as you get in the door, as soon as you hit the door, and I missed it. Oh man, I really want to show that too.
Yeah, there's like a 2-frame window for this one. You can also do it on Spring. There's a 1-frame window for that one. So if you miss it, it's not like, oh, look how terrible I am. Like it's tough. There's buffer strats for this one, but they're still not a guarantee.
Right.
When I see what it is. Consistent on it is just unreal.
Yeah, you get the noise crush, and what it does, it bounces around the screen left to right, and then as soon as Turbo Man, his energy starts to fill up, boom, it hits him, and he's dead. It saves probably close to I think it's like 12 seconds or so.
It's the length of the fight. It's even more than that.
Is it more than that?
Yeah. Don't remember the exact amount offhand, especially while I am terrified trying to not die on tires. There you go.
Scorch Wheel, I used once in this game.
Yeah, I actually use Scorch strats throughout Wily 1 just so that I can use it. Just to say that I used it.
I mean, I like Mega Man in red. I think it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Just saying.
So one of the other things that because I was in panic mode, I'm not sure if G&D talked about, was the noise crush, how there's two different forms of it. There's the charged and uncharged, and one of the interesting things about it is that you see both of us sliding and shooting it, and for whatever reason your slide will go faster than it. So you can kind of slide yourself into it, and with that you were able to charge it up rather than bouncing off a wall. Unfortunately, I messed up a shot on the truck and had to see a lot more of it. So I'm going to try and take a little bit more time to buffer this.
Yeah, you'll definitely see that at the end of Wily 3.
Okay, I got the quick kill.
Nice.
So now you're going to see this bounce around, and his hitbox spawns, his health starts spawning, and then that hits him. And then he's out.
Congrats on that. That's difficult. Yeah, congrats.
So like I said, I think that's a 2-frame window, because the reason that is a 2-frame window is you'll see 5 ripples on the one that I shot. There's also a 4-ripple version, because one of them gets destroyed on the wall, I think. And with that one, that's the one that can't kill Spring, but can kill Turbo. So that's the reason you have a 2-frame window to be able to take out Turbo with that. So there you go. You got to see that.
Nice. Yeah, if you get the shorter one, then it will definitely it won't make it to Turbo Man.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but
yeah.
Now we're on to G&D is on. I'm getting there once the cutscene's over. Probably my favorite stage in the game. There's something about the flow of this stage, like even though it's absolutely brutal, it's really, really fun depending on what strats it is that you use.
It is, I agree.
I won't speak to the way G&D plays it.
Not my favorite, but definitely a challenge, I'll say that.
Oh, he uses junk shield strats there.
I do.
See, that's where I'm going to use Scorch Wheel. It's a little faster just because you don't have to worry about the lag, but the junk shield is a much more consistent strat and one that I recommend. But much like when I use coil and junk, I've just gotten used to doing the horrible thing to the point where I can't even do the easy strat anymore. Just like how he went for the easier jet strat there, which I would recommend everybody does, but again, I don't know how to do it, so you're going to see me do something much more miserable on that room, and you only have one shot at.
I think it's so funny how we're so alike, but we're so different too with our strats, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And it really depends on your comfort with the game. The only reason that happened for me is just because of doing the tutorial. This is a far cry of how it is that I normally play. And so there are certain strats that I just started getting used to and liking. And then there are other ones where it's, I kind of baby it a bit and nothing will change that.
It was my only use of Scorch Wheel in the entire game. That little small section. Oh gosh, on the Gutsman. So what Gutsman's going to do is he's going to have these blocks that come down. And you can manipulate those to always be right in front of Gutsman here. But you Slash Man... Oh, missed that one. You definitely don't want him to grab you. So what we can do is just take some damage boost, if you have the health to do so. And then you get a couple more hits on him like that. Actually, if he throws you up in the ceiling, if he does grab you, it's less than what contact damage will do.
Yeah.
Much less.
So I just did the terrifying strat. If you all saw that, you can see why it was that I kind of went silent there for a little bit and was talking about how terrible it is, because it is tight. You don't have much of a window to be able to do it, but it's just what I'm used to, so it's what I go for. Thankfully, I have plenty of health and I'm pretty consistent at the base fights, so my health shouldn't be too much of a problem for Guts, thankfully. Oops, unless I keep missing base, then that's a whole other thing. Interesting with the noise crush, you'll see us sometimes charging it, but sometimes not. And this fight, it doesn't actually matter because noise crush only does extra damage to bosses that are weak to it. When they are weak to it, charged and uncharged do the same amount of damage. but it's just sometimes you kind of get into the rhythm and it's easier to use. And Gene is going to be coming up on the very hard base fight where health management becomes very much a thing.
I definitely do it the safe strats here. I don't switch to... Usually it's just Noise Crush, and you can also do Freeze Cracker, but I just do Noise Crush. This fight, it can go sour quickly, but you can manipulate him, so it's not too terrible. But I definitely play it safe here.
Yeah.
Whoops.
One of the things that I do like about this run is there aren't too many instances where, like, when you're playing it, where you're not going for like the quick kill and stuff like that, where RNG is like a big deal. There's a lot that you can control with consistent gameplay. The only real exception for that in this run is what we're going to be seeing with Wily, and also in the next stage in Wily. No, wait, sorry, no, it is Wily 2 with the turtle. The turtle is awful.
It is, yeah. If you can get one of the turtles in a bubble, it's not too bad there because it does 10 damage.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do, really.
But it's a matter of like, can you get that in there? Like it's
right.
A tough thing to do.
It is definitely tough.
And there are 3 different types of turtles that can shoot out, and one of them is like, I wouldn't say free, but a lot easier to be able to do, and then there are other ones that it's like you gotta be pretty specific with the way that it is that you do the strat. I really wish the Sniper Joe would stop. There we go. Take it super safe on that ladder there, because it's so easy to die there. Okay, now I'm in the base fight.
It's got 2 health pickups that like just saved me.
There you go.
Big time. I mean, big time.
Oh, I'm seeing that now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do with the turtle here is we're going to hit him with the wild coil here. Whoop. Wait, there we go. When he bonks right there against the wall there, it's RNG as far as how many times that he does that. So let's get this turtle over there. Boom. Nice. Oh. Mega Man's on fire.
You can wiggle out of fire, so if anybody's panicked about their health and everything like that, you are able to wiggle out of it, but you got to be pretty quick about it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Got a nice turtle. Got the nice shot there. With both base fights, interestingly enough, you can actually take out base a little bit early, and the reason for that is because the last hit ignores iframes. Oh no, I messed up my strat. The last hit ignores the iframes, so you were able to hit him twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And save yourself a little bit of a cycle there, which, depending on the circumstances, is nice. If you saw me standing there against a wall looking like I was doing nothing, it's because for some reason you can't slide up right against walls. So I kind of forgot about that fact. Oh no. Menus are a thing in this game. I messed up the coil. Unfortunately, Rush takes like an eternity to summon on the screen, so sometimes you're kind of left waiting and it messes with you.
These slide jumps here at the very beginning of Wily 3 can be a little bit trolly, but you just got to keep practicing that part. Some scary sections here in Wily 3. If you see us too, like, we'll switch over from Mega Man, from one of our weapons over to Mega Man, because whenever we go to the menu to summon Rush, we want to summon him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Because menuing is slow in this game. Menuing is like an art form in all of the Mega Man games, so it's always something that you have to strongly consider. I messed up the first hit on the turtle. I'm hoping that since I got a 1 on the second one, I can set this up, since this is much easier. No! No! I was about to say it's much easier to be able to set up, so of course. I do that. And all, like, so the turtle can bounce off the wall a certain amount of times each time, and each time I only got one. So the fact that it is that I just messed that up is, like, so depressing.
Oh,
because that would have been a perfect turtle.
Oh, nice,
but instead
dude.
I chose to, I just wanted to prolong the fight so you could see all the strats.
That's right. So again, what Phantomire was talking about earlier is that we're going to do a slide on the slide charge with the noise crush here to get rid of Henya, Hannya.
Yeah,
Henya Ned.
Henya Ned.
Henya Ned. What an interesting name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the cool things, like I think the gimmick that you're supposed to be following in this fight is you ride the missiles, and then just because of the speed of the missiles, you're able to charge your shot quickly and take it out, which is the ideal way to do the fight, but it is also incredibly tight and super difficult. So
yeah,
you don't see many runners going for it.
So now we're on to refights here. We're going to start with Freeze Man. The refights are just a little bit different, and actually the rooms are quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, so you'll especially see that when you go into the slash fight, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So this stretch here that I'm on, there's a backup strat with Rush that I do just because I find it a little bit safer, but of course I got the worst RNG to be able to not show the safe strat off. Because Rush disappears as soon as you get bonked, unfortunately, so it makes some sections really, really dangerous. That conveyor belt section is super scary, so...
Very scary.
And I just got just the wrong luck. Oh, I almost got clipped by Yoku.
Oh gosh, I was all over the place with that. I didn't know what to do. Ow, I keep hitting the wrong button.
that's speed running, especially in a marathon.
Yeah, this is just not cooperating whatsoever. I'm actually going to take an E-tank here.
Which can't be overstated how terrifying Slash is, so that happening is like, it happens.
Well, it's my own goof too, you know. Usually I just do the Mega Buster. Well, go down, please. I usually do the Mega Buster here because I'm still a little bit rusty here on the refights. So I was trying the new strats, and you know, it happens.
They're tough, and like thankfully ammo management isn't as critical in this game, because it actually refills in each of the Wily stages, unlike a lot of other Mega Man games, which I greatly prefer about this game. Because some of the Mega Man games, when you're worrying about ammo management because of how useful certain weapons are, like you're constantly worrying about it, so it's kind of nice to be able to not. I greatly appreciate that about this. So I'm going to try and go for the 3-cycle again on the slash fight. I don't do with noise because the quick stops, sometimes I mess up. And just in the setting, may as well go with what I'm most consistent at. Oh, of course I said that. I messed it up. That's okay.
So with Cloudman, you probably will do it. I just play it normally, but you probably have a different strat for that.
I sometimes go for the quick kill, but it is tight. So what you can do, and what I'll try and show off, depending on the health, because you have to take a whole bunch of D-boosts, is I'm going to try and show off. There's a strat where you can plant the bombs, and again, it can be pretty awful, but I'll try and go for it. But he went for it normally. There's not much of a time difference between them, and particularly given the context of us being in a marathon and me already dying enough, safe strats are a good thing. But we're already here. I was already in underestimate for Gunstar, so let's go.
Oh.
A little rusty on junk. You got it.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit. Missed a shot.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up with 2. Oops. No, I lied. I'm not going to. I messed up the strat. Okay, so now I'm gonna be planting.
Whoops. Shade band here is just a little bit different. We can't actually come into the room with a charge shot, so with the coil. So what we have to do is just bonk him real quick.
So we actually got to see me do a slightly slower version of the quick kill there.
It's awful.
So I was able to actually plant each of the shots on Cloud, but it's, like I said, it's pretty tight to be able to do. Okay, I didn't go into the room with the right thing, so I kind of had to improvise fighting junk there, but that's alright.
I did that a couple times myself.
It's been a while. I don't have these the refight menuing ingrained in me the same way that I used to. That's okay. Still showing off what we need to. Oh no!
Scary. Phew.
Spring, come on!
Alright.
So
Here we go.
he's ahead, but thankfully we're not too far apart at this point.
Yeah, you're still on refights,
away.
right? Which one are you doing now?
I have 3 more. I just finished spring.
3 more, okay.
And Wily is very much a thing.
Oh.
The first form is just T-Bolt strikes, but then after that is when it becomes a lot more of a challenge. And do you go for double hits on Wily?
I do not.
Okay. So I'll try some of them, but they are very tight and very difficult. The last Wily fight is amongst the hardest of all of the Wily fights in the franchise. A lot of people argue that it is the hardest in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The first form, you're just gonna smack them with T-Bolt and do your thing, but the second form is very much you have to get super cozy with Spring and how to use it. And you'll see once we get there. And you also have to worry about health management if you're not good at dodging, so that's where tanks come into play, because it is a tough fight to come out of damageless. If you're ever running this game, like, I highly recommend learning how to do the fight damageless, just because, like, it's an endurance.
It is. There's still some of the strats that I'm like, the closer that he gets to the ground, I think the harder that it is to dodge.
Yeah, a lot of runners feel that way.
Oh yeah. You notice, like, he does flames, he can do ice, or he can do the bolts. If you see a bolt and you, if you have to get hit by the bolt.
Yeah, definitely. Just because you just take a little bit of damage, the freeze and the fire you have to wiggle out of.
Remember this fight casually. I was like, I'm never going to be able to win this ever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And there were no save states on the actual console when I was younger, so it's like, you know, what do? You just
you gotta get good.
You gotta get good. I'm asking my brother that's 4 years older than me. I'm like, hey, could you beat Wily for me, please?
I'm a Wily again. Can you help me, please?
Help me, please.
Your baby brother needs help.
Your baby brother. Listen to you.
So with this first Wily form that I'm on, you want to see him doing this form. It's a little bit harder to deal with, but you're able to maintain shot damage a lot more consistently. Looks like you're about halfway through Wily. So the S-Tank, thankfully, is really, really quick in this game. It refills all of your ammo and your health, so that's why we get that in Wily 3. Top runners don't, but both of us are really good, but neither of us are top runners.
But not yet. No.
Not yet.
Maybe one day. And that's time.
Beautiful. Way to go.
Thanks. Actually, 48. That's a PB for me.
Oh yeah.
By 10 seconds.
There
Or
we
9.6. There we go.
I don't want to admit how far behind I am, so we're just going to celebrate your PB.
Thanks, man.
GG's on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Heck yeah. PB during a marathon race. Actually, that's what's crazy. I PB'd during the Mega Man Marathon twice when I was running the same game. That's wild.
It seems like marathons are your jam for the PBs.
That's even with the death, too, right at the very beginning. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, we're not going to talk about how far behind I am. I don't want to talk about how red these splits are, because it's hurting my soul.
Well, your PB surpasses mine by a couple minutes. So,
more than that, but yeah, whatever.
You know, whatever. Like, don't give me that right now.
Oh no, I'm going to be seconds overestimate. No. Again, I just wanted to show off more of the run. I came in way too underestimate in Gunstar, so, you know, I have to balance it out somehow. As soon as I got that cloud death, I knew where this was going. Right before the checkpoint. That hurt my soul.
Oh no.
I missed the double there. That's okay. One more hit and it's going to be time. And we'll pretend that that was, like, you know, a good time. So that's time for me, too.
Congrats, GG, man.
You played really well. Congrats on that PB. And that death shows that you have even more time. You got this.
Even more. Let's go. I'm not putting this game down. I'm not.
So thank you so much for having both of us. That was loads of fun to be able to show this game off again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a ton of fun watching the race. Like, the commentary between y'all just makes it perfect.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're definitely good friends, and yeah, I think we mesh well, and I just love you, PhantomIre. So you did a great job. GG again.
Same to you, and thanks for all the GGs, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not watching the chat right now, but thank you so much for everyone.
All right. So where can we find either of you if anybody is interested in catching some runs?
Yeah, PhantomIre, go ahead.
Well, you can find me there. You can see the link in chat there. I stream on Twitch. I took a break there for a while, but I'm coming back and running a whole bunch of random stuff. So you can see me there, PhantomIre, and then G&D.
Yep, I'm GuyNextDoor717. You can find me on Twitch with that username and all my socials. Instagram and all that good jazz. Discord, that's my main communication front, so definitely hop over to my Twitch info and check out my Discord. There's lots of channels in there. You guys can interact with me and just have a swell time.
And if you're interested in running this game, there is a I don't want to keep plugging the tutorial because I did it. That just happens to be a coincidence, but there is a tutorial for it. There's a great community of people ready to do that. So if you like ready to help out and everything like that. I know when I first started running the game, much like what G&D said, it's just like it felt like too impossible because it's a tough game. But there are a lot of great runners out there like Papat and PJ and everyone who are incredibly supportive and want to see more runners of the game. So if you want to go join that, if you go to megamanleaderboards.net, there's a Discord link there and a lot of people ready to help out and help you push this game, which would be cool to see. We always love seeing more runners of this stellar game.
Absolutely, and reach out to us too. I mean, I would love to take the time out just to show you some strats or have questions. So yeah, definitely get a hold of us. It'd be great.
And thanks for having us again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break before we get to our last game of the marathon. All right, so we're going to make sure that you get some hydration, get a quick stretch break, and we'll be right back with Ruby Grim Eclipse by ProPiece.